Everyone put your vroom vroom helmets on because today we are building an Emmara Soul of the Accord Vehicles deck on a $50 budget. In this video, I'll be highlighting 10 cards of note, but this whole deck list comes as always in the description below. Speaking of the deck list, the total price of this deck actually comes out to be $40.85 if we exclude basic lands. That's almost $10 of wiggle room if you want to upgrade or buy some cheeky sleeves or something. As per usual, this video is brought to you by the EDH Jank Center, your source for everything Commander and everything Jank. I am your host, Jordan. Now let's dive in. Now, before we get to our tantalizing 10, let's snag a look at our commander. Emmara, Soul of the Accord, a green and a white mana legendary creature elf cleric from Guilds of Ravnica. It says, whenever Emmara, Soul of the Accord becomes tapped, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink, and it's a 2/2. The tech is simple here. Tap Emmara to crew our vehicles. We then will make little cutie 1/1s that will also help us crew our vehicles, and if our vehicle strategy doesn't work, well, then we still have a classic green-white token army to smash face with. Alright, with that out of the way, let's dive in. Our first card up today is Aradara Express, 5 colorless mana artifact vehicle from Kaladesh. It has Menace and it has Crew 4. Tap any number of creatures you control with total power 4 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn, and it's an 8/6. So first of all, 4 cents. 4 cents? By selecting this card for the deck list, we are on the Express A train to Value Town, baby. But really lame jokes aside, this card is a nice big boy attacker with a super solid evasion ability already stapled onto the card. With some mana ramp, this can come down as early as turn 3 or 4, and with the crew cost being relatively small or adjustable, may I present Hotshot Mechanic, this card becomes very scary very fast. Cheap, chunky, and literally a train. What's there not to love? Alright, our next card up is Untethered Express, 4 colorless mana artifact vehicle from Aether Revolt. It has Trample. Whenever Untethered Express attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it has Crew 1. We can tap any number of creatures you control with total power 1 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. We already said that. It's a 4/4. And would you look at that? It's another train. What is this? The EDH Choo Choo Center? This card is really great, comes down for an even cheaper 4 mana than Aradara Express, which again can always be reduced or ramped into, so chill out. Don't at me for playing high-costed cards, they're fun, okay? Trample is very good, and on top of that, its power will scale up the longer it's out on the field. Really choice card for vehicle decks right here, kiddos. Our next card is called Pharika's Band Trumper, 3 and a green creature centaur warrior from Born of the Gods. It has Inspired. Whenever Pharika's Band Trumper becomes untapped, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's a 3/3. So first of all, Wizards, if you're listening, I would love some more Inspired cards. That'd be really awesome. But all that aside, in this deck, I have also included some cards that synergize with being the ones that are crewing the vehicles. This one might be my favorite. I just love using bulk commons in decks, and this is probably my favorite in the list. As we continue tapping this creature to crew, we are going to be making this consistently gigantic over the course of the game. And if our opponents don't keep a careful watch on it, once True Conviction comes down, they are in a world of hurt. Hurting your friends, yay, woo! Up next on the docket is Dauntless Aven, 2 and a white creature bird warrior from Hour of Devastation. It has Flying. Whenever Dauntless Aven attacks, untap target creature you control, and it's a 2/1. So I actually featured this card in the EDH Rec article I wrote about this deck. You guys can check that out in the description below if you're interested, but I'll reiterate for this video. In our deck, we are going to be wanting to tap our commander multiple times, generate a bunch of little 1/1s that we can then use to crew our big, scary vehicles. Every time we attack, we can untap Emmara so that we may tap her again and generate even more tokens. Pretty sick value from a 3-cent common, if I do say so myself. Alright, moving on to Hornet Nest, 2 and a green creature insect from Magic 2015. It has Defender. This creature can't attack, and whenever Hornet Nest is dealt damage, put that many 1/1 green insect creature tokens with Flying and Death Touch onto the battlefield. Any amount of damage a creature with Death Touch deals to a creature is enough to destroy it, and it's a 0/2. Denizens of my channel, this is one of my favorite cards of all time, to be honest. This is a great defensive card because generally speaking, no one really enjoys facing down an army of death-touching flyers, but this is even more relevant to us because in our deck, the Hornets also become pilots because the tokens will help us crew our vehicles. Hope that, yeah, that came across, right? Okay, it's like Beedrill getting to fly a plane or drive a bus, so, you know, auto include. Let's move on. And the card we are moving on to is Rebbec, Architect of Ascension, 3 and a white legendary creature human artificer from Commander Legends. Artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control. It has Partner, we don't care about that, and it's a 3/4. I have loved Rebbec since the day it came out. Unfortunately, it is a piece of cardboard, so we cannot be together, But the good thing is, at least we can put this card in our decks. And what a card this is, my friends. Protection from converted mana costs is no joke. It's fairly simple to have on the field, 1, 2, 3, and 4 cost artifacts, and if you can hack that, you basically don't ever have to worry about single target removal. Enough said, baby, it slaps. Let's move on. 2, Slippery Bogbonder, 3 and a green creature human druid from New Capenna Commander. It has flash, hexproof, and when Slippery Bogbonder enters the battlefield, put a hexproof counter on target creature. Then move any number of counters from among creatures you control onto that creature, and it's a 3/3. Pretty simple tech here, guys. This comes in at flash speed and allows us to protect a valuable piece of ours. I'm thinking our commander, but honestly, anything in the game situationally that you want to protect is valid. And since it's a hexproof counter, the creature we target it with will permanently have hexproof as long as it has the counter on it. And that's pretty great value for 4 mana, and look how cute! This guy reminds me of the Gratitoad, if you guys know Big Mouth. Alright, coming up next is Goring Ceratops, 5 white creature dinosaur from Ixalan. It has double strike. Whenever it attacks, other creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn, and it's a 3/3. So this is a finisher in our deck here, folks. I'd say it's our budget equivalent to True Conviction. And is it objectively worse and more narrow? Absolutely. But also, you get to attack with a chonky dinosaur. So yeah, I mean, there's no other it's just really good, and it's a dinosaur. So all right, how about we move on to another finisher, which is 4 and a white sorcery from War of the Spark. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. So this is another favorite card of mine, and I've definitely talked about it before on the channel, but it's fairly simple. This taps down all of our opponent's creatures, not just a single opponent, but all of them, which means if we have a large enough army, this can be the nail in the coffin. And as a bonus, it also gives all of our creatures lifelink, which is pretty sweet. But you know what's also sweet? The Patreon. But for real, guys, if you've been enjoying this content, make sure you check out the link in the description for the Patreon. We've got lots of really cool benefits for patrons, including a patron-only Discord that's available to all tiers of my Patreon. It's a beautiful community of MTG nerds like you and me talking about sets, spoilers, deck techs, cards, and anything and everything under the MTG sun. So if that or any of the other perks appeal to you, make sure you check out that link. All your support helps me make more videos like this for you guys. All right, with that out of the way, let's go over our last card of the day, which is Sramwell, Avenger Ace, 1 and a white legendary creature human pilot from the Brothers War Commander. As long as an artifact creature you control is attacking, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Sramwell Avenger Ace. Whenever Sramwell becomes tapped, exile the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a vehicle or artifact creature spell from among them, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, and it's a 3/1. I absolutely love this card, and it's an amazing way to gain value in a deck running white. As long as you're attacking with a vehicle, which we will be doing, you're essentially getting impulse draw every turn outside of the colors of red, which is where it typically lies, which is super fun and cheeky, which I'm sure Sramwell is as well. And just like that, guys, we're at the end of yet another video. Thank you so much for watching. If you dug this content, make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and comment down below what cards you would put in an Emmara Vehicles deck. Did I miss anything? I'm always down there in the comments interacting with you guys, so comment down and have a chat with me. All right, guys, that is it for me. I will see you on the next video.